Heaven's Journey to Life. A woman's birthright is pain. Day 24. As mentioned in the previous post, we're in this post and dimension going into more detail as to how exactly we developed our physical communication and unconscious mind as ourselves in relation to family and parents, how as a child we developed the most effective and rewarding ways and means and methods of deliberately manifesting friction and conflict for negative energy experience, and so positive energy experience to accumulate within ourselves, and how within that, our parents accepted and allowed the development of such physical communication and behavior as the unconscious mind. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to, in the beginning, within my manifested separation, relationship, and communication of and as friction and conflict as negative energy experience, to and towards the whole and all as me. From that moment, move myself as my manifested singularity within and as existence, for that very movement manifested more friction and conflict within myself and to and towards existence and substance as the whole as me. Because the very movement is me moving myself as manifested singularity with me as my movement, standing equal and one as starting point and foundation and alignment of me with and as negative energy experience as friction and conflict. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how, instead of the movement of and as me being a directive principle of and as me as who I am, with and as all as existence as me in and as equality and oneness, where my movement as directive principle would be an expression of and as myself with and as all, my movement became a constant and continuous conflict and friction against, in opposition with the whole as as my manifested singularity of and as separation was manifested, aligned, and founded within and as the starting point, foundation, and alignment of negative energy experience as friction and conflict. And so everything I am, and so will stand within and as the starting point that I have accepted and allowed myself to be and become. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand that with my very beingness, my who I am as manifested energy, consisting of and existing as energy experience, my very movement generating friction and conflict as negative energy experience became an additional source of and as energy experience accumulation. And so my movement would become deliberate for me to generate the most negative energy experience to and towards all as me, as existence, the whole, and substance manifest, for my neutral energy experience of and as only me to accumulate, and so for me to get and have the most positive energy experience of and as the more of and as me within myself. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to, throughout time, with separating myself within the energy awareness layers of and as me as negative energy experience, the unconscious, neutral energy experience, the subconscious, and positive energy experience, the conscious, as I have automated and evolved myself into and as a mind consciousness system of and as energy manifest, as me within, and as my manifested singularity human physical body, where my very structural alignment and outline and foundation of and as my manifested singularity would be and become the unconscious and negative energy experience as I within my very entirety as the structural manifestation of and as my manifested singularity would in my entire movement of and as me within and as existence and the whole generate, create, manifest constant and continuous friction and conflict as negative energy experience, equal to and one with how I now exist with my mind consciousness system in and as the human physical body, with my unconscious mind manifested within and as the very structural manifestation of and as the human physical form itself, where I, within my very physical behavior and movement, would constantly and continuously generate and create and manifest friction and conflict to and towards the physical environment and others' physical bodies, as me within and as this physical existence, for me to, within my very physical behavior and movement as friction and conflict as negative energy experience, generate, create, and manifest the most friction and conflict as negative energy experience, for my internal layers of subconscious mind as neutral energy experience to accumulate, and so my conscious mind as positive energy experience to manifest for me, to experience the more of and as me within and as my mind consciousness system. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to, throughout time, manifest myself into and as an automated and evolved energy consuming system and machine that has become my mind consciousness system manifest as me, where, throughout time, I have accepted and allowed myself to separate me within myself and from all and the whole in existence as me to such an extent where my unconscious and foundation and alignment of and as me as my manifested singularity and now human physical body has become my unawareness as my energy awareness of and as me only remained and shifted within the subconscious neutral energy experience of and as only me and conscious positive energy experience of and as more of me to where I am today within and as myself entirely and completely unaware and in self-separation from and of my human physical body and manifested singularity within and as my mind consciousness system, unaware of and as me, my very movement within as my human physical body that has become my unconscious mind, with my very movement as me existing within and as the starting point of and as friction and conflict for me to generate and create manifest negative energy experience for and of me within myself, to accumulate my neutral energy experience for my subconscious mind and positive energy experience for my conscious mind. In this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to, with my development within and as the female physical body womb, the moment my movement as manifested singularity and physical body begin, how that very movement of and as me within and as the mother's womb is manifested within and as the nature of friction and conflict as negative energy experience, as I move against and in opposition to and towards the physical body of and as the female within the womb. That for my very development and manifestation as a physical body as manifested singularity to emerge, I have to go into and as constant and continuous friction and conflict as negative energy experience, generation, creation, manifestation to and towards the physical body of the female within the womb. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to, from the beginning, make my development, growth, manifestation as manifested singularity within and as the whole existence, dependent on the extent and extremity of friction and conflict as negative energy experience. I generate, create, manifest within me to and towards the whole existence and substance manifest, where the more of substance I consumed and transformed into energy for me through friction and conflict as negative energy experience within myself and my structural manifestation as manifested singularity, the more I expanded, grew, developed within myself and within and as my manifested singularity, where my very formation of and as who I am within myself as energy manifest, equally as one manifested within and as my formation of and as my structural manifestation as manifested singularity, that I have separated and manifested myself into and as. And so I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to, throughout time, continued with my evolution of myself as energy, as manifested singularity, through extracting and consuming substance from and of existence in the whole, through friction and conflict, have constantly continuous throughout time made my development, growth, creation, manifestation of the internal formation and design of who I am within myself, and the external formation design of who I am within and as the very structure of and as my manifested singularity, dependent on the extraction, consuming of and as substance from and of the whole existence through the extent and extremity of friction and conflict. I generate, create, and manifest to and towards the whole existence for negative energy experience to accumulate and manifest within me, and the structure of and as my manifested singularity for me to evolve the internal formation of me within myself and the structure and external formation of and as my manifested singularity through and as the accumulation of neutral and positive energy experience of and as the only me and the more of me experience and evolution of myself. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how my development and growth and manifestation of and as my physical body within, and as the womb of and as the female's physical body, is the manifested representation equal to and one with what I have become and done since the beginning in my relationship as manifested singularity to and towards the whole existence as me. where the female's physical body womb is equal to and one with the womb of and as existence and the whole, where my physical body development growth manifestation is dependent on a constant and continuous process of and as friction and conflict to and towards the very womb of and as the physical body of the female, equal to and one with my manifested singularity development and growth manifestation that was and always has been dependent on the constant and continuous process of and as friction and conflict to and towards the whole existence, where in my process of physical body development and growth manifestation through and as friction and conflict to and towards the womb and physical body of the female, generate, create, and manifest the necessary negative energy experience that induce and instill the required motivation and direction of and as movement for me to grow and expand and develop. That my very development and growth of and as my external formation of and as my physical body and simultaneous internal formation of and as my mind consciousness system within that is motivated by and through negative energy experience as friction and conflict, equal to and one with my development and growth of and as my external formation of and as my manifested singularity and simultaneous internal formation of and as who I am as energy manifest, was and still is motivated by and through negative energy experience as friction and conflict to and towards existence and the whole. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see and realize and understand how I, as the female and female physical body, do not consciously experience the actual pain and infliction of friction and conflict that the child physical body induce and instill into and as my physical body in the womb as it grow, develop, and manifest within me through constant and continuous friction and conflict movement within and as my womb and physical body. That I do not consciously experience this consequence due to my physical body standing within and as my unawareness as the unconscious mind, in the separation of and as my energy awareness within myself internally, only existing within the subconscious mind and conscious mind, where I only experience the accumulation of that constant and continuous pain infliction of the child physical body's process of development and manifestation through friction and conflict within and as my physical body in the moment of birth, when my awareness shift into and as the external formation of me as my human physical body as unconscious mind, that become my momentary awareness to unite with my unconscious mind manifested within and as my physical body to physically push with friction and conflict as a negative energy experience the child physical body out. In the next post, we'll continue with why the female physical body experience the extent of pain during birth, what the pain in fact is, why we've created and manifested the birthing of ourselves as physical bodies into and as existence with pain, how and why our unconscious mind in and as our physical bodies manifest as pain with its relationship to and towards the physical in constant and continuous friction and conflict as extracting substance and resources from and of the very physical body, and how the female physical body experienced the pain that the physical actually endure in its relationship with the unconscious mind. And within this, how we created and manifested the world system of money in our image and likeness of movement, how money and the world system moves through friction and conflict to and towards this physical existence, consuming the physical and lives within and as and of this physical existence to evolve and grow and develop itself, instead of the world system of money contributing to the movement, evolution, growth, and development of life for all in and as equality and oneness, which we will be implementing with the change of the current world system in money to an equal money system where life will move in and as equality and oneness. I commit myself to, through writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application in walking through my conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind, assist and support me to transform the existence of and as me as my mind consciousness system from moving within myself and my mind to only generate, create, and manifest conflict and friction as negative energy experience to accumulate positive energy experience for myself as energy and ego to survive, to realign my relationship with myself with and as my mind from separation to equal and one living with and as my human physical body. Doing this through stopping and transforming my existence as the mind and energy to being and becoming living words in the living flesh that do not depend on energy generated by and through internal friction and conflict to move me and preoccupy me, but move myself as a self-directive principle within and as the principle of and as what's best for all, that express and live who I am in and as equality and oneness with me, my physical, and eventually all as me within and as existence. I commit myself to stand and walk with breath as the physical and real movement of and as me with and as my human physical body, to assist and support me to stabilize within and as the movement of and as reality as breath here, to assist and support me to align my movement from energy movement of mind to physical movement of and as equality and oneness that do not consist of and exist as friction and conflict for and of energy generation and creation to accumulation positive energy for me to experience the more and of and as me as energy, but utilize breath as movement within as the physical as I walk my process from energy movement to physical movement as physical living. Doing this as and while I walk my process with and out of my mind as manifested separation of and as me that only exists to generate and create energy as energy movement for me to experience my positive energy experience of and as only me, and align myself into and as self-equality and oneness, equality and oneness with and as my physical, and eventually this physical existence as a whole, where through breath and walking this process, I align the movement of and as me to physical living and expression as life.